He was a loser who got bullied at school, but when he discovers a genie that offers him a wish, he asks to become a gigachad so that girls will be into him. The story begins with a boy named Aladdin, a virgin high schooler practicing his introduction because he's about to meet his new classmates. He lives with his mother, and they run a Chinese restaurant together. We cut to a shrine, where we see two students waking up with a hangover, but they sense a strange presence, as one of them mentions the legend about a honky person that has been sealed. They suddenly hear a strange noise, and a door opens, scaring them away. We learn that a honky person has a courageous heart, and he never retreats from a battle. During the age of samurai, warriors were said to have abandoned their weapons to fight barehanded, determined to become the best, and they epitomized the honky people. Aladdin arrives at the school, where his teacher gives him a tour, as he reveals that there are two gangs competing for the top spot. Aladdin sees gang members fighting, but he doesn't seem to care, asking his teacher if there are cute girls in the class, and his teacher affirms this. But as Aladdin joins the class, he realizes that it's full of delinquents. He introduces himself to his classmates, but they ignore him, as the teacher tells him to take a seat. He sees a cute girl in the classroom, and he immediately falls in love with her. He sits beside her, and she tells him that her name is Mahoro, causing him to become flustered, as he thinks about marrying her. After class, Mahoro approaches Aladdin, asking him if he wants to walk home with her. He agrees to her request, so she tells him that she'll be waiting for him at the gates, and he thinks that he's finally going to get some action. So he rushes outside, but his classmates stop him, and we learn that they are members of the Minato Kai, the top gang in the school. He finds them intimidating, so he dashes away as they chase after him. But he crashes into a man, who is also from Minato Kai, and his classmates tell him that he just ran into their best fighter. He thinks that he's going to get beat up, but his classmates are surprised, because the man recognizes him. We learn that the man is Mitaka, and he's Aladdin's childhood friend. He introduces Aladdin to his gangmates, telling them that he trained with him to become honky people. He explains that Aladdin is a tough man, but his gangmates don't believe him because Aladdin looks like a loser. Mitaka invites him to play with them, but he declines, saying he's in a hurry, and he rushes to the gate, but he realizes that Mahoro has already left. He returns home, where we see the students from the shrine, and his mother wonders if he met a girl he likes. He admits that he has fallen for someone, but his mother realizes that it's almost time for her favorite TV show, so she orders him to manage the restaurant. As he serves the customers, he overhears the students as they talk about the entity that was sealed in the shrine. At the covered court, we meet the leader of the Sigma gang, Marito, as his fighter apologizes for losing the fight against Mitaka. But his fighter mentions that he likes Mitaka, saying he's a nice guy, but Marito kicks him away. We return to Aladdin as his mother continues to enjoy her favorite TV show. He thinks about Mitaka as he recalls the time that he saw him getting beat up, but he hears his mother reacting to the TV show, so he tells her to shut up. The next day, the teacher gives a lecture about history, but nobody's listening, and Aladdin realizes that Mahoro is absent. During lunch break, we see that Aladdin's mother prepared his food with love, and Mahoro sees it, thinking it looks cute. He sits beside her, asking her why she's absent, and she tells him that she just wanted to skip class. He apologizes for not showing up at the gate as he tries to explain what happened, but she tells him that it's okay, asking him if he's free on Saturday. He becomes excited, thinking she's asking him out on a date, but at that moment, Mitaka interrupts them as he calls out to him. His gangmates ask him about Aladdin, thinking he's weak, but Mitaka claims that he's an amazing person. His gangmates see Mahoro, and one of them thinks about telling Mitaka because they know that she's trouble, but his friend stops him, saying he wants to see what's going to happen. Aladdin visits a store, and he decides to buy a stone, but his classmates approach him, and they start playing video games. They apologize for treating him harshly, and he's about to win the game, but his classmates notice a group of men approaching, so they decide to leave. Aladdin wins the game, but the group surrounds him, asking him if he's from a gang. He denies this, but they threaten him, telling him that he's playing in their territory. He tells them that he just transferred from a different school, and he tries to leave, but they threaten to beat him up. Moments later, we see him running away in his underwear, as his classmates laugh at him, thinking Mitaka was wrong about him. He escapes to the shrine, but the group continues to pursue him, and he sees a gun on the ground, so he decides to use it, threatening to shoot them. But they laugh at him, thinking it's a toy, and they continue to approach him. So he fires the weapon, but he misses, and the bullet bounces off the wall, hitting his head, and causing the men to run away. But he realizes that he's still alive, and the bullet is stuck on his face. He tries to remove it, but he ends up summoning a genie, who reveals that his name is Senya, asking Aladdin about his wish. Aladdin wishes to get lucky with women, and Senya understands his situation, knowing Aladdin is still a boy. He offers to merge with him, but Aladdin refuses, so Senya starts following him around, and we learn that only Aladdin can see him. Meanwhile, Aladdin's classmates inform Mitaka about what happened, thinking Aladdin is pathetic, but Mitaka tells them that he's gentle, and he hates fighting, so he's trying to avoid conflict. Back in Aladdin's house, Senya watches the news, as Aladdin wonders if he has an imaginary friend. He starts carving a stone for Mahoro, thinking it will protect her for eternity, and turn her into his wife, but Senya finds him weird. The next day, Aladdin realizes that the bullet is still stuck on his face, but his mother thinks it looks cool, asking him if he's going on a date. He denies this, but his mother tells him not to be ashamed, wishing him luck on his first date. Aladdin meets up with Mahoro, and they spend time together, as Senya wonders if he's going to give her the stone. But Aladdin tells him to shut up, and Mahoro finds him weird, because she can't see Senya. He observes her as she licks the ice cream, causing him to become nervous, and she tells him that she's happy to be with him. Senya tells him that this is his chance, advising him to make his move, so he decides to seize the moment, but he suddenly needs to poop. So he rushes to the bathroom, where he tells Senya that this always happens to him. He returns to Mahoro, and he gives her the stone, as she realizes that her name is carved on it, but she doesn't seem to like it. He tells her that it's a love forever stone, and he's about to confess his feelings. But they are suddenly surrounded by the Sigma gang, and Marito approaches them, as Aladdin wonders who he is. So he introduces himself to Aladdin, who decides to leave with Mahoro, but she notices that Marito is upset. So she asks Aladdin if he's willing to fight for her, and Marito reveals that he's Mahoro's brother, saying he's upset because Aladdin touched her. We cut to Mitaka, as he sees Aladdin in trouble, so he rushes to save him. Aladdin receives a beating, and he thinks he's about to die. But Mahoro is enjoying the scene, because she likes to see Marito fighting for her. Senya thinks that Aladdin is just another victim, revealing that he has been with other people who ended up getting killed. He considers abandoning Aladdin, thinking merging with him would be a bad idea. But at that moment, he hears Aladdin as he refuses to back down, causing Senya to become excited, and he asks Aladdin about his wish. He becomes fired up, telling Senya that he wants to sleep with a girl, and he decides to merge with Aladdin. Marito is about to kick him, but he blocks the attack, and he exudes a sinister aura, as he punches Marito with all his might, blowing him away, and it looks like he doesn't stand a chance, because Aladdin and Senya are fighting as one. But that's where this video ends. Remember to like, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.